Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I am Jonah, the owner of a Dragon House. Right next to me, we have Irving Martinez, the Dragon Kid, as we know. He's making his comeback again on the next upcoming fight, March 16 at the Cow Palace, historical WWE building. Do not miss it now. It's a huge stack card. Now, Irving, let's introduce you once again to all the MMA fight fans out there. Who are you? Where are you coming from?
Irving Martinez, aka the Dragon Kid, aka 3-star. You already know what it is, man. We in the building, back at it again. March 16th, the Dragon returns. They gathered the Dragon Balls again, so hey, we're here once more with Hannon.
That's pretty good, man. Now, on this upcoming fight, let's talk a little bit about your last one first. Your last one, you put on a really phenomenal show. The fight, it's a very close fight. It can go either way. I know you're coming out short on that night, lost by a decision. But what do you think of your last performance?
In all reality, when I went home, I looked over the tape. I can see the 2 takedowns, why they gave it to him, the points. I wasn't, hating about it because the performance, it was really good as well. But I felt like in the 3rd round, I really turned it up a little bit. I started to, you started seeing me switching gears. I should have probably applied a little more pressure in the 2nd round. That way I could have been more decisively, winning. Mm-hmm. But, I live, I learn, and then now it's time to correct any mistakes, perform again. It's never me against anyone else, it's me against myself. I'm in there to just better myself every day. I'm coming back stronger, and I'm here to show the world that you can manifest it, you can will it, and we're here, baby. Let's go.
Now, on this upcoming fight, you have a very game opponent, Ramilo Carnage. He's a very seasoned guy, very dedicated as well. I interviewed him a week ago. What do you think of your opponent?
Well, I seen the interview now. I see that he's game for the fight, so I see that he's prepared as well. Nothing but respect, like I said, I don't have any ill will towards anyone. It's me against myself. Unfortunately, we have to fight that day, just to, get it on, move on with life. The promotion keeps going, the money keeps coming in, but that day is just me against myself. So no ill will towards him, blessings, may the best man win.
Now, when you're watching his fight on video, what do you see yourself have a advantage on him?
Well, anything can happen. I don't ever see it as like, oh, I'm gonna come in and then I'm just gonna do this and that, because he has a game plan. But everybody got a game plan until they get punched in the face, and then it's a whole different game plan. So the last fight that I seen he did starting off really hot, in the feet. But as the fight transcended in the 3rd round, I think the other kid, what's his name, Luciano, he was able to grab the takedown and actually almost finish the fight in the 3rd round, if I remember correctly. So I seen a couple things that he the other guy capitalized on. He made some mistakes. It happens. It could happen to anybody. I've been there before. I learned, so I know how it is. But like I said, anybody can get caught. So it's just like he might have seen some holes in my game. I see some holes in his game, and we're gonna see.
Now, for what I've seen for the last 3 fights, you were really in tune on your feet and then just more like a striker. Have you been working on your grappling, wrestling, and incorporate with your game?
Well, I've been doing a lot of rolls still, jiu-jitsu. That's always going to be a part of my life. But, it's hard competing with a guy that's been wrestling, for example, like a Khabib guy his whole life. When he's like a 5-year-old wrestler, these guys shooting 70 years old, already. So or wrestling bears, doing crazy stuff. Whereas me, it's like I started later on in life. I never even did wrestling in high school or none of that. I started doing jiu-jitsu later on after like my college years. So then boxing was always a part of my life. I always loved striking. I always loved boxing, kickboxing. It's awesome. Bruce Lee, Dragon Ball, Baki. It's always good. It's always amazing to see a high-level knockout with the limbs of the body.
Yes.
And like Muay Thai, like the knees, of course, the elbows, spinning attacks, spinning kick, spinning, back fist, all this crazy shit. It's beautiful to see. It's poetry in motion, and it's modern day samurais. That's what we are here. Just putting on a show.
Do you? Is this fight is very simple? You're gonna keep it on your feet, or you think about mixing them up a little, work on your takedown, or what do you think?
Well, I think it might go either way because, you know, sometimes in the flurry of the fight, it's like the hands get too peppery, champ, and then they start trying to look for a way out, you know? So then, that's when it comes into play, you know, and it happens, you know, it's a smart thing to do. I wouldn't knock anybody. That's why this is MMA, this is in boxing, you know? It's anything goes, and it's more realistic that way because, you know, in boxing, a lot of the times the guy could be, you know, winning, and then the guy could hold for a second, try to get his rest, and the ref breaks it up. And in real life, you know, somebody can actually hold you when they can start manipulating your limbs, and then that right there can lead to a very different fight. A guy can no boxing and still beat you in the fight. So that's you know, another thing to take in play. I want to keep it standing, you know, because the people they love that. They know that they love to see two guys going at it. There's two machines going back and forth. It's a war machine, right? But then, you know, I could also understand the beauty of jiu-jitsu and how you're able to, you know, secure a lock and just make sure that, you know, you choke them out.
Where do you train at jiu-jitsu?
Darcelera Jiu-Jitsu. Darcelera Jiu-Jitsu. Sensei Carlos is the one that seasoned me to the point where I was like, okay, now I feel like I can start really doing the MMA. You know, at first it was just I was doing it for the love of the sport. I just love UFC so much. MMA, boxing. You know, guys like Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson and all these other guys who are legendary to me. You know, Julio Cesar Chavez, Bruce Lee, Jean-Claude Van Damme. These guys who I grew up, you know, idolizing, and I wanted to be like. You know, so it was just natural that, you know, this came about. The whole
now,
MMA.
is this the main gym you train at for this upcoming fight, Darcelera?
Well, I've been training with them, but I also have you know, throughout my whole journey, you know, as I've met a lot of people in the MMA business, I've gotten to meet some of my own personal friends who might be like professional boxers. Like I have a friend who just had a professional fight in Vegas, you know, under a big card. Stuff like that, you know, I get to spar people like that. Maybe sometime I get to work with them, they work with me, stuff like that. So it's a blessing. You get to meet these people, you work with them, they work with you. And
what other gym do you train at, you know, besides the Darcelera?
I used to train at Osorio Training Center for boxing. That was where I first started. But then, you know, with my schedule and stuff like that and my work, and I train also out of like some open gyms like Kings. Of course, everybody know Kings, Lightnings. You know, I've been there before. These are the classic gyms, but it wasn't until I started with jiu-jitsu that I took MMA serious. At first, it was just like, oh, boxing. I was kind of scared of MMA. You know, when I was just doing the boxing, when I was just, you know, going to like the Kings or the Lightnings and the, you know, the boxing gyms. But then as I transitioned into the jiu-jitsu and the grappling, it made me more embrace the grind. You know, I wasn't as scared to like, you know, get locked up and work from there, work my way out of a bad position.
Now, on this upcoming fight, do you have any special loved one, training partner, coaches that you want to shout out to, sponsors?
Well, first I want to shout out, you know, all my friends and family. You know, first and foremost, my brother, you know, Trust here with me all the way through. You know, and we're pushing through every single time. You know, my moms, my pops, you know, all the family, of course, back in Mexico. All the folks at the gym, you know, because we created a culture. We you know, we train with a lot of people. A lot of people are, you know, inspired by what we have done. Because mind you, we don't even do that MMA from birth. We started MMA late, and now we're over here, you know, competing with these guys, higher level guys that have been doing this their whole life. And we've just always had a passion for fitness. You know, being athletic, living a long time, spreading a good message. You know, so then the next person can have the best quality of life as well. You know, and that's what we're all about. That's what we're all about. And shout out Sensei Carlos, the man that got me in MMA, seasoned me, you know, made me not afraid of the grapple, of the jiu-jitsu, none of that. So, you know, appreciate him. Big Nesto, you know, Big Edwin, you know, from the dojo too. They helped me, you know, a lot. I mean, I got a couple people that have helped me. My boy Nico, my boy Tone. I mean, it just goes on and on, you know. Jaime, you know, Maj. It's a bunch of my guys from the dojo that have, like, you know, influenced me in a lot of ways. And there's too many to name. I could go down, bro. We're gonna be here all day, dog.
All right, guys. For more information about this upcoming fight card, check out DragonHouseMMA.com. This event is a live stream pay-per-view nationwide. Also, making sure you guys check out DragonHouseMMA.com. So. First round fight is the promotion, March 16th at the historical building, Cow Palace. This is a huge stack card. Make sure you guys stay tuned and don't miss it out. It's about 20 plus fights on the card, you know. So doors open at 2. First fight kicks off at 3 p.m. So making sure you guys stay tuned, and please follow me on Instagram. Our next event after March 16, it will be June 8. So anybody want to get on that card, making sure you guys stay tuned. DM me and reach out to me, fighter coaches, managers, and then this is a great card. And then please subscribe my YouTube channel as well. Thank you for all the love and support. Now, if your opponent, Romero Cornish, watching this interview, what do you have to say to him?
Good luck. May the best man win. No ill will. But like you said, it's kill or be killed. So just be ready, because I'm the real deal. Muhammad Ali.
That's pretty awesome. I'll see you guys March 16th. I'm Jong Lo signing out. Look at the shadow box.